People of Reddit, why did you get fired? 1. I once gave the fry guy an alcoholic drink from the bar. In a kid's cup. In return, he used to hook me up with coconut shrimp and fiesta rolls. They fired both of us. I wonder how Jamar is doing these days. 2. I worked at Subway. I had class 2 days a week. My manager kept scheduling me on those days, over and over again. Every time, I gave him multiple copies of my class schedule. Every time, he still got it wrong. Eventually, the owner took me off the schedule for calling out too much. When I showed him proof that I was in class, he just shrugged and said it was too late. They'd already hired someone else. That was 12 years ago. I'm still mad. 3 years ago, I applied for a job at a business that was hiring. I got the job, signed all the paperwork, and everything. Then, the department manager walked in and asked who I was. I told him I'd just been hired as a temp. He looked at me, then at my new boss, and said, I never approved this hiring. And right then and there, he fired both of us. I never worked a single day at that company. And still got fired from it. 4. I was putting in 60 to 70-hour weeks, consistently. My VP fought for me to get a raise. HR denied it. My VP pulled me aside and said, stop working overtime. Just do your 40 hours, and use the rest of your time to apply for new jobs. Within a month, they called a meeting. Said they were mutually parting ways with me because my work wasn't getting done. It took them hiring 2 people to replace me. Edit, I left that job in 2015. The VP is gone now, too. Good for him. 5. I once got fired just for putting in my 2-week notice. The only other time I got fired was at a trade company, during my first week. I was a supervisor, but there was another supervisor on site. One day, I got a call that my wife had been rushed to the hospital, literally less than a mile away. I asked the other supervisor, hey, can I go take care of this? He said, yeah, no problem. I've got things here. Go. I came back later to find the boss waiting for me. He fired me on the spot for leaving the team without a supervisor. He knew why I left. He knew it was an emergency. And he still fired me. I won't lie, that one ticked me off. 6. I worked third shift at a gas station. My job was to be a cashier. If no one was in the store, I sat down. One day, my manager pulled me aside and said, you need to stand. It looks more professional. I asked, why should I stand when I'm the only person here? He said, because it just looks better. I said, then why do you sit in your office? Yeah. I got fired. 7. This isn't a story about getting fired. It's about not getting hired. I was 16, interviewing at Dairy Queen for my first job. My mom drove me there, and before I got out of the car, she gave me some advice. Just be honest and be yourself. You'll do fine. So I walked into the interview. The manager asked, how long do you think you'll work here? And I, in my infinite teenage wisdom, said, until something better comes along. Spoiler, I didn't get the job. 8. My wife got brain cancer. I missed a lot of work taking care of her. One day, they called me into a meeting. Said they were downsizing and letting a lot of people go. They didn't fire anyone else. Not even the coworker who was caught faking reports. Just me. 9. I once talked my way into a job at a software company. They put out a hiring notice, and I applied. I had no idea what the software did. I still don't. They hired me as a trainer, but no one ever explained what I was supposed to be training people on. I sat through weeks of onboarding, trying to learn the software, but none of it made sense. It was like they were speaking a whole different language. Then one day, I showed up to work, and some lady I'd never seen before handed me a check and walked me out to the parking lot. No one ever said, you're fired. No explanation. Nothing. It's one of the weirdest things that